You know what makes the NBA special? It's not just the dunks, the buzzer beaters, or the rings. It's the drama, the petty, the grudges that age like fine wine. And in today's episode of 1 in a Million, we're diving headfirst into the wildest, pettiest, and downright legendary beefs in NBA history. From locker room fights to viral Twitter wars, this list has it all. And trust me, you're gonna want to stick around for number 1 because it involves LeBron James and someone you probably didn't expect. All right, let's start some trouble. Number 10. Kevin Durant versus Russell Westbrook. From teammates to two dudes who'd rather pretend the other one doesn't exist. It all started when KD left OKC in 2016 to join the 73-win Warriors, a move that basically broke the internet and Westbrook's trust. The following season, every Thunder Warriors matchup felt like a pay-per-view event. You remember that cupcake insult? Yeah, KD caught heat for that one. They've thrown shade in interviews, iced each other out at All-Star games, and even now, the tension's complicated. They say they're cool, the vibes say otherwise. 1 in a million beef? Absolutely. Number 9. Luka Doncic versus Devin Booker. This one's still sizzling fresh. Luka and Book were cordial until the 2022 playoffs. The Mavs stunned the top-seeded Suns in Game 7, blowing them out by nearly 40 points. Luka hit him with that iconic smirk and, quote, "everybody acting tough when they're up." Cold. Since then, every Book versus Luka game's been spicy. Booker's sly digs, Luka's trash talk, it's basketball beef for a new generation. And with both in the West fighting for supremacy, this one ain't cooling off anytime soon. Number 8. Draymond Green versus Rudy Gobert. If pettiness was an Olympic sport, Draymond would be a gold medalist. He's been clowning Gobert for years, whether it's mocking his Defensive Player of the Year trophies or calling him out for crying after missing the All-Star game. But it reached its peak in 2023 when Draymond literally put Gobert in a headlock during an in-game scuffle. Suspensions followed, quotes flew, and here's the kicker, they barely interact off the court. It's beef based purely on vibes. Legendary. Number 8. Matt Barnes versus Derek Fisher. This one reads like a soap opera script. Barnes and Fisher were former teammates, friends even, until Fisher started dating Barnes' ex-wife. Yup, Matt drove nearly 100 miles to confront Derek at his house. Reportedly, there was a scuffle, but details are murky. The incident shook the NBA gossip world, with players openly reacting on social media. It's one of those 1 in a million NBA stories where real life got messier than any on-court rivalry. Number 6. Russell Westbrook versus Patrick Beverley. These two have been going at it for a decade. It all started in 2013 when Beverley dove for a steal and injured Westbrook's knee in the playoffs. Ever since, Russ has hated Pat, called him out for fake defense, took jabs and pressers, and gave us the famous Pat Bev trick, y'all man. Even when they became Lakers teammates in 2022, fans weren't sure if the world was ending or if hell had frozen over. It's the beef that just won't die. Number 5. Michael Jordan versus Jerry Krause. Now for some front office shade. MJ's prime years in Chicago were fueled not just by his greatness, but by his open disdain for Bulls GM Jerry Krause. Jordan constantly mocked Krause for his size, his decisions, and his desire to get credit for building the dynasty. The Last Dance documentary made this beef mainstream, with MJ roasting Krause at every opportunity. Even with 6 rings, the tension never fully eased. It's a classic case of egos colliding at the top. The documentary did so much damage that Krause's widow, Thelma, was booed to tears during the Ring of Honor induction. Number 4. Draymond Green versus Jordan Poole. Another Draymond special. This time, it wasn't just trash talk, it was a full-blown punch. In a 2022 Warriors practice, Draymond clocked Poole, and the leaked video broke NBA Twitter. Tensions had reportedly been building over contracts and egos, and that punch split the locker room. Poole left for Washington the next season. And while both sides downplayed it publicly, fans know this beef had serious consequences for the dynasty's future. Number 3. Michael Jordan versus Isaiah Thomas. Ah yes, pure vintage NBA hatred. MJ and Isaiah's rivalry defined the late 80s and early 90s. The bad boy Pistons bullied Jordan relentlessly. And when Chicago finally broke through in 1991, the Pistons famously walked off the court without shaking hands. Jordan never forgot. He allegedly played a role in keeping Isaiah off the 1992 Dream Team. Even decades later, the bad blood still bubbles up in interviews. A true one-in-a-million feud. Number 2. Shaquille O'Neal versus Kobe Bryant. One of the most iconic teammate beefs ever. Shaq and Kobe won 3 titles together, but behind the scenes, chaos. Public insults, locker room power struggles, and off-court jabs in interviews. Shaq mocked Kobe snitching in rap songs. Kobe accused Shaq of being out of shape and even celebrated having more rings than him. They eventually patched things up in later years, but at its peak, this feud threatened to destroy a dynasty. And it kinda did. Number 1. LeBron James versus Stephen A. Smith. LeBron's dealt with criticism from Stephen A. for years, but things hit a boiling point when Stephen A. went on TV and pleaded with him not to let Bronny play for the Lakers. That crossed a line, questioning LeBron as a father. LeBron confronted him in person at a game shortly after, and Stephen A. froze. No one had seen Bron this heated. It wasn't about basketball anymore. It was about family. When a media hot take gets too personal, that's not just drama. That's one-in-a-million beef. And there you have it, 10 of the wildest, pettiest, and most unforgettable beefs in NBA history. Some shaped championships, some broke up dynasties, and some, well, they just gave us memes for life. If you made it this far, drop a comment telling us which beef you'd add to the list. And hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss the next one-in-a-million episode. See you in the next one.